Hello, author. My name is Dr. Joan Bowman, and I am your professor for your Central Christian College course that you're taking right now. And I wanted to offer some feedback. I do this frequently with my students. I make a recording of some of their work and offer a recording of their feedback because I think this allows them to understand better what is expected. Just remember that you did a good job. I'm so glad you're here. This feedback is intended to help you. When students enter college, they come into these courses and should not expect that they know everything, but it's our job as their professors to share feedback with them so the next time they do a similar assignment, they will know what is expected and what they did wrong so they can make those corrections. So let's look at the next slide. This slide tells us, it tells us how each assignment is graded, and you can find this information under Course Home. I think it's the second hot link down. It's syllabus, and then go over to graded assignments, and you can see we have 6 discussions in each one. The maximum points you can get for each one would be 50, and so on. And I'm not going to read you all of those, but you can see that. So I'm going to put in a slide on the discussion rubric because I want to talk to you about your discussions. The rubric for grading tells us how many points you get is in this area. And so it's broken down into several categories. Initial response is the response to the prompt, and it is due on Thursday night. And this tells you how many points, the initial response, you can tell if it's substantial, and is posted prior to Thursday night, 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time, and includes one reference and 150 words or more, you earn 5 points off of that. The next slide shows us the mechanics. I did not include, I don't believe, the initial response, and maybe I'll talk about that in a minute. But the mechanics is your writing for that. So you can see you get points for your writing. You get points for the frequency of your participation with your classmates. And so you are expected to respond to their post. And if you respond to their post on 2 different days, post made on two different days, you get 3 to 4 points, and if you post on three or more days, you get 5 points. Your follow-up post must be to at least 2 different classmates. So next slide is your discussion for week 1, and so you can see I put it in there, and Brian responded to you, but you did not respond to anyone. So that is the reason that you didn't earn as many points as you could have. So I just wanted you to understand that so you'll know how this works. Now let's look at your apply assignment. And I didn't put the apply rubric in here, but the apply assignment is supposed to be of a page, and it's supposed to be, correct grammar and writing and in APA format, and we'll talk about that later on in the class. But you mentioned that you struggle with writing, and I appreciate that, and so I'm going to make some little notes as we go through this. And I'm going to read it out loud. One of the high and lowest level of aspects that best describes the attitude I have today, also the one I'll use, and I'm going to circle that I'll, I''ll, that should be a capitalized because that's a pronoun that is supposed to be capitalized. Most like to improve about my attitude. And see, that doesn't read smooth. And there again, you had that lowercase I, which it should be capitalized. And this is normal for us when we first start college again, or going back for the first time, is to get used to writing again. And one of the best things I can tell you is to read it out loud to yourself, because when you do that, you understand it needs to read right. And when we write, sometimes we don't realize it doesn't read right. So if you'll read it out loud to yourself, you will catch errors. Look at the last sentence in that paragraph. I will most likely to improve, and that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And that I is the first letter of improve, and it should not be capitalized. So those are just some things. You look down in the first sentence of the first this I in the first sentence of the second paragraph, and it too is not capitalized. I'm going to read another sentence or two to you because I want you to understand what I read and how I grade. I'm going to read the last paragraph. The most improving thing that I should be lowercase, and thing is misspelled. I know you meant thing. And this I should be uppercase. It should be capitalized. I need to learn how to improve my skills on writing down things, not only to help me remember what I, needs to be capitalized, need to do, but to be successful in this crazy world. Suck is a slang, and we try not to use those types of things in college writing, and so you might want to eliminate that from your writing vocabulary. I suck at writing down notes and essays, but I will try to do my best to learn to improve my writing skills, not only for class, but to be successful in this world, and that's my goal for this online class. And I appreciate that goal, and I appreciate the transparency in which that you talked and wrote in this paper. So these are the things that I noticed as far as the grammatical errors. Number 2, it needs to be longer. So I just I want to thank you for doing this and for listening to this recording, and I hope it helps you. I would love to know, I have some feedback from you on the recording was confusing, the recording wasn't loud enough, I don't understand what you said. I need your feedback too, because I don't want to waste my time in making it and your time in watching it if it isn't helpful. Thank you so much, and I will see you in class.